This video is going to be a little bit heavier. It's not going to be my normal content. In fact, I don't intend to make it my normal kind of content, especially after my last video reacting to Skybrows. This is something that is incredibly important to talk about, because if it doesn't stop here, it's not going to stop at all. 3 days ago, Celestium Art was handed a 7-day ban from Twitch. In a post she wrote, "Hi everyone. Unfortunately, the next couple of streams will not be multi-streamed on Twitch. As of today, I am temporarily suspended from the platform. I am doing my own investigation and know who's likely behind it. Life ruination is never okay, and even so, I will trust in Christ. In the meantime, you can support me on my other platforms, and it's very much appreciated." And she is available now on YouTube, Kick, and on Rumble. Now, a 7-day ban hurts a creator in ways that a 1-day ban doesn't. A 7-day ban on Twitch is 365 days, 1 year. It stays on your record, and it acts as a means for Twitch to be able to hand down a more permanent punishment. It allows them the vehicle and method to hand down a unilateral, site-wide permaban. And when something like this is undeserved, when the reason behind it is so ludicrous, it damages the reputation of the platform, as well as damaging all of the creators that use the platform. It's a reflection of what those creators stand for and what they support and what they allow the platform to stand for. I'm not saying that every creator on Twitch is responsible for this. I don't want anybody to understand or come to the understanding that that's what I'm saying. No, because every creator that doesn't speak out about something like this is something that they are silently complicit with. I left Twitch more than a year ago. I stopped streaming. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know what to do. And even today, I'm still trying to figure out how this YouTube thing works. But I didn't agree with Twitch. And therefore, I won't ever stream on Twitch ever again. It's because of things like this that I cannot and I will not ever support Twitch again. Now, Ember Paradox, one of Celestium's friends, fairly large. She gets I see most of her stuff on YouTube. Usually a very upbeat and bright young lady. She called out Twitch and Dan Clancy for the open hypocrisy, where we know that Celestium was brigaded by an individual that made the call out to brigade on multiple platforms, from X to Blue Sky to even Reddit. And brigading is against the terms of service of Twitch. And yet, the one who did the brigading, the one who has been proven that has been the one to be behind the brigading, has not been banned, has not been permabanned as it should be. And because the reason behind the ban seems to be very innocuous, we can assume that the reason for the ban was not because of anything that Celestium said or did, but rather because of who she is as a person and what she believes in, and that's her faith. The hypocrisy behind this is because Hassan typically only gets a 24-hour ban, or doesn't even get any kind of action taken against him whatsoever, when he says things like America deserved 9/11, supporting terrorism and the various terrorist groups like ISIS, Hezbollah, and the Houthis, and has even been on camera and shocked his dog. While he tried to disprove it, the company who owns the ability to make the collar that Hassan has called him out on his bullshit. That was a shock collar. And there's no way that he can change anybody's minds. The timing doesn't allow for any other potentiality to be reality. And yet, through all of that, Hassan receives nothing. Nothing. He continually, even to this day, calls for the open murdering of individuals on stream, such as politicians and people of a faith that he does not share. You can go back in his VODs, you can see it for yourself. It's disgusting. And yet somebody like that gets to exist on the platform, while Celestium gets a 7-day ban for openly being Christian. Now, I don't share the same faith as Celestium. In fact, our faiths are quite different. There are things that our faiths do agree on, though. A mutual respect for people. A open dialogue to talk to people. And a willingness to treat each other as we wish to be treated. Those are core concepts that are near universal. And they hate her for that. And it's sad. Emperor Paradox then openly called out Inuzuka Rei, who seems to be the one responsible for the brigading, or at least one of the people responsible, opening a fake Blue Sky account in an attempt to get Celestium into even more trouble. If I remember correctly, Celestium doesn't even have a Blue Sky account. Now, I could be wrong, but most people with her beliefs tend not to be on Blue Sky, because there are a lot of people on that site that they're not good individuals. So this person gets called out by Ember, and this pretty much goes throughout the entire community. Ember's post gets reposted over 52 times. The information gets around. The reposts get reposted. Everybody's going after this Inuzuka Rei, and that'll come up later. And then on March 10th, they denied Celestium's appeal. And this is important because they did not cite what she did wrong. In fact, they deleted the VOD, making it impossible to even see what was wrong. Now, since Celestium multi-streams, she had a VOD on Kick. She went back through that VOD. She couldn't find anywhere that she said any kind of hateful conduct. And quite frankly, she's not the kind of person to say hateful conduct. Now, what she was is she was being openly Christian. She was openly talking about her faith to her chat, as she commonly does. This is something that she has made a core personality of her as a streamer. It's what she does. And they can't point to any place where she did anything wrong. And they can't now because they nuked the VOD. It doesn't exist. And so there's no way that you can even go back and make the argument anymore. Twitch just loses all credibility with this. In my opinion, they need, as a platform, to be censored for this. This is an open attack on freedom of expression and freedom of religion. Now, a lot of people will be like, oh, well, it is a private company. It's not. It's publicly traded. That means it's a public company. It is a public forum. Anybody can make an account. Anybody can start streaming. It does not have the protections of 230 anymore. And nobody wants to take them to court over it anymore. They tried. Many have failed. But they are not protected by 230 anymore. They are a public forum, which means that under the Constitution, a public forum is subject to every amendment under the Constitution. Every amendment. And a violation of that amendment is sedition. It is treason. I want to make that very clear, because people don't understand just how damaging this is. Not just to the people who are on the platform who try to make it better, but it's damaging to our country. I'll go into more as to why I believe that later, but we're gonna move on. Celestium eventually calls out Hassan. This happened yesterday, and she knows that she's not gonna let the fight end, and she's gonna keep fighting, and she's gonna come out stronger, and she has. She's come out so much stronger than she was before. She's made so many more allies than she's made enemies. And that's to the detriment of those who tried to get her canceled. She then reminds everybody that she is multi-streaming, that she is on Kick, YouTube, Rumble. And as you notice here, she's taken out Twitch. Now, I don't know whether she's going to go back to Twitch. But honestly, if I was her, I wouldn't. I wouldn't go back. I would show them exactly what they've lost. The kind of money that they could have made by partnering and working with you rather than working against you. But that's just my own opinion. Celestium is a better person than most. And she will likely go back to Twitch and try it again. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not going to pretend to know her, because I don't. She's interacted with me on very rare occasions. But she's come out so much stronger on YouTube and Kick than she was before, and she's gaining followers and she's gaining support. It's like a snowball effect right now. You ban her for 7 days and she comes out stronger. It is peak. Reminding everybody that she is still suspended. There are all her links. She's got it thrown up. Ember then finds this by Inuzuka Ray apologizing very loudly on X, attempting to get the retweets, because we go in here real quick. There's several retweets. I was one of them, but as you can see, Ember said here, quote, "I don't want any of this situation to do with me." 88 retweets, 1,000 likes, and all because this person started it. They started it. They brought the Eye of Sauron down upon them. They were measured, they were weighed, and they were found wanting. But she then goes to say that they need to unblock Celestium and anyone else who they've wronged and apologize to them, which I completely agree. And second, they want that apology made public so that everybody, including their followers and the ones who were involved in the brigade, to be to know that that is what is happening. And third, to compose and send an email to Twitch moderation admitting to the brigade and that they were responsible for getting Celestium banned by doing an action that is a bannable offense on Twitch. This is something that somebody who was truly repentful for what they had done, that is something that they would do. Because somebody who is truly sorry for what they had done would then take responsibility for their actions. Especially somebody who claims profusely on multiple platforms to be a Christian. If you're going to claim to be a Christian, then you need to act Christ-like. Do what he would have done. And this Christian on Christian violence, that needs to end. Because that's not how you solve problems. That's how you make problems bigger. That's how you fabricate problems. And again, I don't share Celestium's faith. But it's important that people know and understand that somebody who doesn't share Celestium's faith is standing with her. It's incredibly important. And it's something that I don't think a lot of people take seriously. Finally, what I've got here is Celestium showing that she has a better heart than most. She's capable of forgiving this person for what they have done. And, she admits doesn't cancel what has already been set in motion. But that she doesn't hate this person, this individual. Now, I'm not as quick to forgive somebody, especially somebody who hasn't shown that they can be a better person. Somebody who still deflects and still uses a shield to continue to be a bad actor. I can't forgive somebody like that. But then again, I'm not Celestium. This is Celestium's choice. If she wants to do that, then good for her. Because myself and many others can't. We can't forgive somebody like this. It's wrong. On many levels. Now, the reason why I bring up the Constitution as much as I do, and everything else is, I served 4 years for my country. I served so that people could have their First Amendment, their Second Amendment, and everything else. For 4 years, I was on a guided missile cruiser stationed in the Middle East, the Gulf of Oman. It is not a place that most people want to be. During the time that I was in, that was an active combat zone. Excuse me, I'm still getting over still getting over my cold. But it was an active war zone, combat zone. And the 4 years that I spent fighting for my country solidified for me very important key rules. Something that a lot of non-military very rarely get to come into contact with. In the military, you serve alongside the atheist, the Jew, the Islamist, the Christian, the Buddhist, people from all different walks of life. From people who were able to drag themselves out of the hood, to people who had a silver spoon stuck in their mouth since the day that they were born. Every walk of life. And it's so important that people understand that it's not religion that separates us. It is the radical belief that your religion must be right, or your particular belief of that religion must be right, and that everybody else is wrong. That right there, when you stop talking and you start using different means of violence to achieve your goal, that is when you stop being spiritual, when you stop being religious, and you turn into a zealot, and you turn into something that our founding fathers, quite frankly, were trying to escape from. Everybody has forgotten the ashes of Westphalia. And I want to bring that to everybody's attention because it's incredibly important. In the 1600s, the 30 Years' War in Europe divided the various diaspora of faiths that originally came from one faith. And it's that infighting, in the memory of that infighting, that caused the people like our founding fathers to seek a new land, to be free from persecution, to be able to freely practice their religion without persecution from any other religion as well as any other government agency. That's what's important here. We should be able to not only be free in our ability to practice what faith we have chosen, so long as we do not subject ourselves or debase ourselves to violence to achieve a goal. As long as you haven't done that, or you don't speak of violence, because violence is the key here. Whether you are speaking about violence or whether you are actively being violent, these are antithetical to the core founding beliefs of our country. Freedom of religion and freedom of speech were supposed to go hand in hand so that people may freely speak about their beliefs and not be persecuted for them. Because where these people came from, the countries at which they fled from, they would have persecuted you for that exact same thing. It's why the Quakers left. It's why the Amish left. It's why the Presbyterians left. It's why so many different faiths left Europe and fled to the colonies, to the burgeoning new states, was to get that freedom. And that freedom is so important, because without it, we devolve into violence. We become exactly like we were hundreds of years ago, before the founding of the Constitution, that allowed people to have the freedom of speech and the freedom of religion, to be able to have discourse and talk to one another without beating each other's brains with a bludgeon. That's what's important here, and that's what everybody's forgotten. Even today, the ashes of Westphalia are still falling around the world. The 30 Years' War has never truly ended. It just changed. It went on hiatus. And the people who don't see that and what's happening today are blind. I stand with Celestium, and that's that as a Buddhist. I hope people understand that and how important that is. A Buddhist is going to stand and support an open Christian who is being persecuted for their beliefs. Not because I believe in Christianity, but because I believe in the heart and soul of our Constitution and what it means. It is her right to be openly Christian. It is her right to talk about her beliefs. It is also her right to be free from persecution for those beliefs. If you agree with what I've said here today, I hope that you give me a like, throw a comment down below, share the video around. Because I think this is important, and I think that people need to understand, they need to know, they need to remember where this all came from. I stand with Celestium. And for anybody curious, the song in the background, if you can hear it, is going to be my gift. It's not ready yet, but it's going to be my gift. Like, subscribe, and please be kind to each other. Talk to each other. Don't persecute people. Just be human. Be American. And I'll have a better video in the next one. But for now, this is Raiden, and I'm signing out.